Now let's talk about the Surangama Sutra. That's my small revelation recently, that the body is not yours. And human life is either about gathering or parting. It's the same for everything. It applies to everything. So cherish the gathering that you have, such an affinity that you have. Please cherish and treasure it, because in an instant it can disappear. Now let's talk about the Surangama Sutra. Sakyamuni Buddha said, Ananda, observe the things in the world that can be created. Everything in the Saha world, what among them does not decay, does not deteriorate. Everything, including the body, the cars, the houses, even the mountain, can topple, and the river can change their course. So everything can change or can deteriorate. Yet you have never heard of empty space deteriorating or perishing. Sakyamuni Buddha said, only the sky, the empty space, never deteriorates. Because the space is not created and it has no action. The clouds float on it. It lets rains and thunders, the sun appearing, the moon appearing, all the stars appearing. But the sky stays, has no actions. So why is that? Because space is not something that is created. It does not do anything. Everything that is created can deteriorate. Only things that's not created, which is only the sky, cannot deteriorate. Therefore, from beginning to end, it has no deterioration or extinction. Ananda, so about your body, our body comprises of the earth, water, fire, and wind. The earth is like bones and flesh, the rather solid ones, and water that refers to the liquid, fire, temperature, and movement and breathing, that's wind. Because of the entanglement of these four elements, your clear, perfect, and wondrous enlightened mind is divided into seeing, hearing, feeling, and discerning. From beginning to end, they arise the 5 layers of turbidity. But among them, there is one thing, which is what Sakyamuni Buddha says. The wondrous, luminous, true mind is amidst them too. So other than the earth, water, fire, and wind, there is also the wondrous, luminous, true mind. However, because you use your eyes to see, your ears to hear, you feel, and you discern, and perceive, and discern. And from this beginning, they arise the 5 layers of turbidity. What are they? They enshroud your wondrous, luminous, true mind. It started with a very clear, pure, wondrous, luminous, true mind and the earth, water, fire, and wind. But because of your eyes and sight and your ears and hearing and your own feeling, so the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind feel the external objects, you confuse and muddle the wondrous, luminous, true mind, so it becomes dirty. Of course, the earth, water, fire, and wind can deteriorate, but the wondrous, luminous, true mind cannot deteriorate. So why? You cannot know your own wondrous, luminous, true mind because you were tricked by your own eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and all your feelings. You were cheated and tricked by all of them. That's why you cannot encounter your own wondrous, luminous, true mind, and you have become turbid. That's what it means. And next, it will talk about the 5 turbidities. It's mentioned in the Amitabha Sutra that the Saha world is the world of 5 turbidities, very dirty, filthy. So A human can see with their eyes, hear with their ears, taste with their tongue. They have feeling and touch and perception and discernment. So they cannot gain enlightenment. That's the reason. That's spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha. Now I have written 2 articles. The first one, the body is not your own, it's not yours. Second, human life is either about gathering or parting. Third, let's talk about life and death. A human experiences birth and death, but the wondrous luminous true mind does not have any birth nor death. Only once you're enlightened to the Tao that you don't have birth and death. Otherwise, everything undergoes birth and death, or arising and ceasing. Only the wondrous luminous true mind is non-arising and non-ceasing. Everything else has arising and ceasing, Sakyamuni Buddha says. Everything in the Saha world undergoes arising and ceasing, birth and death. Humans in the Saha world are all the same. They also arise and cease. Why don't I like wars? Why? I don't like wars. Because you're creating more births and deaths. There are already birth and death without wars. With wars, there would be more horrible things, more gatherings and partings. Because in wars, families are broken apart and destroyed. So all the gathering affinities are destroyed. Wouldn't that be very sad? Just instantly everything disappeared. It doesn't matter how much money you have. In wars, they can disappear instantly. With wars, family broke apart, disappeared. You have no more parents, children, siblings, all disappeared. That's very tragic. It's very miserable, on top of miserable. You don't want to live a good life. Instead, you're creating tragedy and miseries. Humans are creating troubles for themselves. You could have a good family, good life, a very warm and harmonious life. You can gather together. At least you have some happiness. Now it's destroyed and all you have miserable fate and destiny. I really find wars undesirable. That's created by the stupidity and ignorance of people, humans. It's blessed that we don't have atomic bombs, nuclear bombs, no bombs whatsoever, no missiles. We don't need a national defense. We just need a police to take care of order and safety. So everyone on earth can live a happy life and get along with each other and feel good. Why do we need wars? As if you're sprinkling salt on the open wounds. We have to know about loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Loving kindness is to give others happiness. Compassion is to solve and alleviate others' sufferings. Joy is to joyfully and diligently do those. Equanimity is to treat friends and foes, friends and enemies equally. Whether you love them or hate them, you should treat them equally. Only then would be the 4 immeasurable minds: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Buddhists should do that. Give others happiness, alleviate others' sufferings, do them with joy, and to treat everyone equally. If you don't have the mind of equality, then you're not Buddhist. This is the teaching of the Buddha.